In this video, we'll be looking at the top 10 African countries with the strongest military. Without wasting any time, let's get down to it. Number 1. Egypt. Egypt's defense budget is projected to grow from $9.4 billion in 2024 to $11 billion in 2028, with a significant portion allocated to modernization efforts. Egypt is enhancing its military capabilities through acquisitions like 30 Rafale DM-EM combat aircraft, 12 CH-47F Chinooks, and 500 Russian T-90MX main battle tanks, and about 2,000 Pantera T-6 units. Egypt boasts of one of the largest military forces and weapon inventory in the Middle East and North Africa, with ongoing efforts to modernize and counter regional threats. The current number of Egypt's military troops is approximately 836,000. The Egyptian army consists of an estimated 310,000 personnel, including 19,000 to 120,000 regular troops and 190 to 220,000 conscripts. For the Air Force, the Egyptian Air Force has a significant presence with about 579 combat aircraft and 149 armed helicopters, including 216F-16X and 24 Dassault Rafale fighter aircraft. Number 2. Algeria. Algeria's defense budget is projected to grow from $16.7 billion in 2023 to $21.6 billion in 2024, with a significant portion allocated to modernization efforts. Algeria is enhancing its military capabilities through acquisitions like the Russian T-90MX main battle tanks, fighter jets, and naval vessels. The Algerian National Popular Army (NPA) boasts of a powerful military apparatus with a strong counter-terrorism experience and significant military, industrial, and technical leverage. The breakdown of Algeria's military budget by category includes allocation for military communications, military electronics and parts, ground vehicles, medical supplies, drones, avionics, information technology, software and system, SAC equipment, and training. These categories represent key areas where Algeria invests its defense budget to enhance its military capabilities. The current number of military troops in Algeria is approximately 690,000 males and 683,470 females, with a total of 1,373,470 available for military service. Number 3. South Africa. South Africa's defense budget for the year 2024 was approximately $2.7 billion. The South African Army maintains a wide variety of military equipment, including infantry fighting vehicles, tanks, artillery, and air defense systems. The department is actively procuring new equipment to modernize its capabilities. The South African Army is capable of providing prepared and supported landward defense capabilities for the defense and protection of South Africa. It exercises various capabilities such as infantry, armor, artillery, air defense, engineering, and signal capability. The current number of military troops in South Africa is approximately 71,235 active personnel and 29,350 reserve personnel. Number 4. Nigeria. Nigeria's expenditure on military hardware and training in the last 5 years has ranged between 9 to 11% of the armed forces budget. The Nigerian Army utilizes a variety of equipment, including tanks like the T-72AV, T-72M1, and T-54, as well as utility trucks like the KRZ-6322 and troop carriers like the Ashok Leland. Nigeria's military sector has faced challenges with budget allocation affecting operational capabilities, with a downward trend in defense spending since 2010 impacting equipment acquisition and operational readiness. The current defense and security budget of Nigeria is $4 billion, or 12% of the total budget for 2024. Making it the largest single allocation to any sector. According to the most recent information, the current number of active military troops in Nigeria is approximately 230,000, while the overall number of personnel is 280,000. Number 5. Ethiopia. Ethiopian Army possesses a variety of military equipment, including tanks like the T-72, T-55, and T-62, infantry fighting vehicles like the BMP-1, squad cars like the BRDM-1 and BRDM-2, and armored personnel carriers like the BTR-152 and BTR-60. The equipment originates from countries like Russia, Ukraine, North Korea, Israel, and China. The Ethiopian National Defense Force ENDA has fluctuated in size over the years. In 2012, the ground forces were estimated to have 135,000 personnel, and the Air Force had 3,000 personnel. The ENDF relies on voluntary military service, with call-ups conducted when necessary. The Ethiopian military capacity includes the ENDF, consisting of ground forces, and the Ethiopian Air Force. The country has defense industrial organizations, producing and overhauling various weapon systems. Ethiopia being landlocked, does not have an active navy, but plans for the reconstruction of Ethiopian Navy has been discussed. The Ethiopian Navy was based in Djibouti with headquarters in Baridar. According to available information, Ethiopian military expenditure in 2022 was $1 billion. In 2023, Ethiopia's military budget further increased to $1.23 billion, making it the largest military spender in the East Africa for 2022. The rise of military spending coincided with the renewed government offensive against the Tigray People's Liberation Front (TPLF) in 2022. Ethiopia also deploys troops to Somalia as part of African Union peacekeeping force. The current number of military troops in Ethiopia is approximately 352,000. Number 6. Angola. Angola's defense budget is worth about $1.62 billion. Angola's military equipment includes Russian-manufactured fighters and transport planes, Bell helicopters, and Italian trainers for the Air Force. The Navy operates several small patrol aircraft and barges. Angola's military capacity includes the Angolan Army, Navy, and Air Force. The country aims to strengthen and solidify border security, domestic security, and regional security, driving investments and the government funding toward defense budgets. The types of military equipment included in Angola's military budget encompasses a range of categories such as small arms, anti-tank weapons, vehicles, artillery, mortars, air defense systems. These equipment categories are essential components of Angola's military expenditure and contribute to the country's defense capabilities. The total manpower in the Angolan armed forces is about 107,000. Number 7. Morocco. Morocco's defense budget increased to $12.2 billion in 2024, reflecting a significant investment in military capabilities and independence. Morocco has developed its armed capacity significantly, aiming for military independence by establishing a new industrial complex for manufacturing battle tanks and military equipment. The country also possesses a factory for spy, kamikaze, and attack drones, showcasing advanced technological advancements in its defense industry. Morocco's military capacity has been enhanced through technological development and modernization efforts, positioning the country as a key player in military investment within the region. The country's defense industry growth is linked to economic and security dimensions, bolstering its regional and continental position in military investments. The number of military troops in Morocco is explicitly not available. However, Morocco has been strengthening its military capabilities and modernizing its defensive and offensive systems, indicating a substantial military force. Number 8. Democratic Republic of Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo's military budget has been focused on military professionalism initiatives, training and education, with significant international community funding exceeding $14 billion. The Armed Forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo primarily uses a mix of second-hand Russian equipment, with some acquisitions from Brazil, France, and Ukraine since 2010. The infantry includes equipment acquired between 1970 and 2000, with Ukraine being the largest suppliers to the Armed Forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo (FARDC). The Armed Forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo comprises approximately of 100,000 active troops, with 80,000 in the Army, 7,000 in Navy, 2,000 in Air Force, and 10,000 in Republican Guard. The military service age ranges from 18 to 45 years for voluntary and compulsory service. It has faced challenges with poor morale, leadership, ill discipline, corruption, low equipment readiness, and a diverse range of armed rebel groups. The Democratic Republic of Congo's military equipment includes a mix of Soviet-era and second-hand weapon systems, with Ukraine being the largest suppliers in 2010. The inventory consists of small arms, anti-tank weapons, tanks, armored vehicles, artillery like the 2S1 Carnation, and air defense systems. The Armed Forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo also operates a small number of combat aircraft like the MiG-23 Flogger. The current state of the Democratic Republic of Congo's military infrastructure is characterized by challenges such as corruption, inadequate funding, ill discipline, and insufficient equipment readiness. Despite efforts to unify government forces and armed groups, the Armed Forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo faces internal challenges, including human rights abuses, criminal activities, and involvement in illicit business like mineral trafficking. Additionally, the Armed Forces of the Republic of Congo is actively engaged in combat operations against numerous armed groups within the country, particularly in the eastern provinces, where violence persists due to the presence of multiple armed factions. Number 9. Tunisia. Tunisia's military budget for 2023 is $1.35 billion, which is 2.45% of its GDP. The Tunisian military inventory includes mostly older and second-hand NATO standard equipment, with the US being the leading supplier in recent years. The inventory includes tanks like the M60 Patton, armored personnel carriers like the M113, artillery like M198 Howitzer, and reconnaissance vehicles like the AML-90. The Tunisian armed forces have approximately 35,000 active duty personnel, with 25,000 in the Army, 5,000 in Navy, and 5,000 in Air Force. Additionally, there are approximately 10,000 National Guard personnel. Tunisia's military capacity includes the Tunisian Army, Navy, and Air Force, which are responsible for national defense and international peacekeeping missions. The country participates in United Nations peacekeeping efforts in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Côte d'Ivoire, among others. The military equipment included in Tunisia's military budget consists of a mix of small arms, artillery, anti-tank weapons, anti-aircraft weapons, tanks, reconnaissance vehicles, armed vehicles, logistics vehicles, and more. These equipment categories are essential components of Tunisia's military capabilities and are crucial to maintaining national defense and security. Number 10. Sudan. Sudan's military expenditure decreased to $375 million in 2021 from $934 million in 2020, with a historical high of $4.3 billion in 2017 and a record low of $0.1 million in 1956. Sudan's military capacity is influenced by its military expenditure trend, with a notable focus on security and defense sector in the 2021 budget. The increase in budget allocation for its military and security forces suggests a continued emphasis on strengthening the country's defense capability. Sudan military budget includes a variety of military equipment such as tanks, armored vehicles, small arms, artilleries like the M198 howitzer, anti-tank weapons, anti-aircraft weapons, automatic grenade launchers, rocket-propelled grenades, and manned portable air defense systems. These equipment types are part of Sudan's military inventory and contribute to its defense capability. The current number of military troops in Sudan is approximately 300,000 soldiers, as reported by Algeria. And with that, we have come to the end of this video. Are you surprised by any of the countries on the list? Let's have your comment below. I hope you find it informative and educational. If so, please subscribe, like, and share this video with someone.